This is the Town of Ayer Zoning Board of Appeals, Wednesday, June 15th, 2022, 6 p.m. Open session, remote participation meeting agenda. Due to the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic, in accordance with Chapter 22 of the Acts of 2022, suspending certain provisions of the Open Meeting Law, OML, public bodies otherwise governed by the OML are temporarily relieved from requirement that meetings be held in public places, open and physically accessible to the public, so long as measures are taken to ensure public access to the body's deliberations through adequate and alternative means. This meeting will be live on Zoom. Public may participate remotely by joining Zoom meeting ID 857-9728-7177 or calling 312-626-6799. For additional information about remote participation, please contact Carly Antonellis. Somebody mute that, please. Thank you. Please contact Carly Antonellis, Assistant Town Manager at atm.ayer.ma.us or 978-772-8220, extension 100 prior to the meeting. First item on the agenda, call to order. Next item is the approval of the agenda.
Make a motion to approve the agenda of June 15th.
All those in favor signify by saying aye with your name.
Wait, Sam, we need a second.
Second,
Oh, I'm sorry.
second.
Yep.
Jessica Gino, aye.
Mike Gibbons, aye.
Ron DiFilippo, aye.
John, you're muted.
John Ellis, aye.
Sam Goodwin, aye. All right. First item on the agenda, public hearing, appeal of building commissioner decision, Lex Vest Ayer LLC, 0-1 Scully Road. Town of Ayer Zoning Board of Appeals public hearing notice. Ayer ZBA will conduct a remote public hearing at 6 p.m. on Wednesday, June 15, 2022, regarding an application by Lex Vest Ayer LLC for property located at 0-1 Scully Road in Ayer, Mass. Applicant is seeking an administrative appeal of a building commissioner decision pursuant to Ayer zoning bylaw 2019 as amended, section 3.1.f, regarding a decision on a zoning determination in a light industrial area district. For Zoom call-in information, please contact ATM at ayer.ma.us or 978-772-8220-100. Advertised May 27th, 2022 and June 3rd, 2022, Neshoba Valley Voice. Is the applicant here?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, Mark Bobrowski.
Yes,
I'm the attorney for the applicant. My office is in Damon Mill in West Concord. Good evening to you and to the members.
Good evening.
So
Evening.
we're here this evening because we disagree with the building commissioner's determination in his letter that the proposed use does not meet the current zoning allowed in that district, I'm quoting, and will need ZBA approval. The district in question here is the LI zoning district, and the use in question is an outfit called Pumpkin Brook Organic Gardening. They are the tenants in the building right now. The building is owned by LexFest. My understanding is that Pumpkin Brook has about 4,000 square feet of interior space, and they also have some outdoor area. They use the interior space for the storage of landscaping tools, trucks, and equipment. And they also store outside landscaping materials such as mulch. They have an interior administrative office inside the building where employees come to do more routine tasks like bookkeeping. So when you look at your LI zone regulations, there are three uses that are implicated here. The first would be warehousing and interior storage. I take that to mean two different things, warehousing as differentiated from interior storage. There is no definition of warehousing or interior storage that I could find in your definition section 2. So our argument with regard to the warehousing interior storage is that the interior storage is an allowed use. These are uses permitted by right and in the LI district, according to your use table. Warehousing is item 6.3, and it differentiates, as I said, interior storage. They do store garden equipment, all sorts of things in that regard. Landscaping materials are stored outside. Exterior storage, 6.4, is also allowed. It says the exterior storage is screened and without junk storage. We're not storing junk. And I believe that there's screening by some sort of fencing material or big blocks, as my client has described it to me. So again, a second permitted use under section 6.4 of your use table, and this is allowed as well. And the final use is the professional or business office, which is section 5.10 of your table of use regulations. Obviously, that speaks for itself. There is no definition in your bylaw for professional or business office, but I'm sure that this would come under any definition that you might find suitable because people are working inside on, as I said, the books and other correspondence on a daily basis. So we think the building commissioner just basically got it wrong. I don't know why. The explanation provided in his letter, which was authored by Heather Hampson as administrative coordinator, doesn't give us any more detail. Happy to answer any questions you might have. Also with me this evening is Matt Blackham. I saw him on your list of participants. He's the manager of the LexFest LLC, and I'm sure he can answer questions that I cannot.
Well, that being said, I know you stipulated some pretty serious chapters and verses, but bear with me for a minute. Does or does not the zoning bylaw say there is no permission by omission? If it's not listed, it's not permitted. Isn't that correct?
That's the usual rule of statutory
Well,
construction.
no, that's what it says. I'm not debating
with
it.
me. We're arguing that it's listed, so I don't have a problem with your argument.
Landscaping is not listed.
We're not doing landscaping, we're doing storage. The tools are stored in the building and they go off to the next destination when there's a job for a Pumpkin Brook to go off and do.
So they're running a landscaping business from this building, is what I'm understanding.
I think they're running an exterior storage building operation, an interior storage operation, and an office, all of which is allowed in the district.
But not landscaping.
Because you don't specify in your definition of exterior storage, provided however, no landscaping materials. You don't specify in your interior storage, provided however, no tools. That's all that's being stored there is the tools that the workers use.
If I may, in many of our storage buildings, we have tenants.
You are?
I'm sorry, I'm Matthew Blackham, LexFest Ayer LLC.
Are you a resident?
I'm not. I'm one of the building owners.
Thank you.
In many of our buildings, not just this one, we have many warehouse and storage users that have all different types of businesses. We have plastics businesses, we have healthcare businesses, this case, the landscape business, and all of them store their materials. They all store and have different materials that they store for their own business, but it's all storage and warehouse use. And in this case, the company is a landscape company, Pumpkin Brook. They're storing all their tools. They're providing landscape services off-site. Their customers are not arriving on premises. It's not a landscape yard where like a retail operation. It's a tried and true warehouse operation where the owner has all of her equipment stored in the warehouse, her trucks, her administrative offices are within the space, and her employees will arrive by truck. They'll load those trucks up and they perform services off site. So she's storing her tools for purposes of storage. She's not inviting the public to come and pick up, landscape materials. So it's not as though it's a landscape company or nursery or something of retail in nature. It is a tried and true storage use, no different than our plastic storage tenants, where they're storing the plastic materials and they're shipping those off-site or to their customers. So I just want to draw that distinction because I don't want to leave you with the impression that it's a nursery operation, which I could understand would be differentiated from this particular use.
Mr. Chairman, if I could just for a minute.
Go right ahead, Charlie.
So the reason that I asked him to appeal my decision is that the first chapter in section 5 says, if it's not expressly permitted, it's prohibited. So for me and what I believe is my by right jurisdiction is to look under the table of use and find where it says landscaping company, which they're calling themselves. If I can't find it and I have to say, well, it could possibly fit under this section or under this section. Once I start questioning myself, if it can fit into some category, I don't believe I have the authority to permit it by right. And that's why I sent them to the ZBA.
May I comment on that, Mr. Chairman?
Go right ahead.
You've written it generically. You've said exterior storage, not by X or Y or Z, just generic exterior storage. You've said generic interior storage, not of A, B, or C. So any interior storage would meet the building commissioner's test that the use must be specific as to the zoning bylaw allowing it.
No, they're calling themselves a landscaping company. As I look through the table of use, I cannot find landscaping, anything for landscaping. Which is pretty cut and dry by what I believe I have the authority to permit.
They
Where,
call
when,
themselves
and why.
Pumpkin Brook Organic
finish.
Gardening.
Let him finish, please.
They're sorry.
Go ahead, finish, Charlie.
They call themselves, but they talk about themselves doing landscaping.
But
I-
So that's what I'm going by.
I understand the context. What they're saying is that they're using it in a way that is permitted as long as they're not identified as a landscaper. If they're a landscaper, then they can't use it, but if they're not a landscaper, they can use it. So it's
I
kind of a
agree.
conundrum. I get
That's why I
that.
sent them to you people.
Thanks, Charlie.
You're welcome.
Can we step back for just a minute? Providing this kind of service has always been under zoning law, very difficult because it's not a home occupation. Contractors' yards and landscapers' yards are not home occupations. They never have been. They're not in any town. When I rewrote the Pepperell zoning bylaw, we specifically provided for those two occupations by saying if you have a big lot and you can screen it adequately, you can do it in a residence district. But those two types of businesses need a place to go. Congratulations, you've provided them with a place to go. And they need to store their equipment in a specific location, and they need to store some of the materials in a specific location, both of which you've provided for. I can't imagine that you would distinguish between the storage of what Pumpkin Brook is doing versus other types of storage without specifying that certain types of storage are not permissible. You've just said storage. They're storing. There's no question about it. And I think you're providing a service here and a valuable one.
I think the issue is the fact that it's industrial versus commercial. I think that's one of the sticking points to it. Let's discuss it amongst ourselves. What do you think, Mike?
So one of my questions, Sam, is that, how long has Pumpkin Brook been operating, or did they just apply for this license and that's how this came up?
I think what I understood, they applied for a sign. Now, I don't have any idea how long they've been there. I have no idea. I've never heard of. I've never
Charlie, do
seen
you
it.
have,
Perhaps
So
Mr. Blackwood can tell you that.
someone else bought the company, were up there doing an inspection.
okay.
And I noticed them and it was out of sight, out of mind. Then they applied to put a sign on the building. So once it was brought to my attention.
Okay.
I asked them for a description of the company and they put fine gardening company, storage of product, 8 vehicles and 20, 25 employees. So then they gave me the paperwork that said landscaping. I can't find that. It's not in the table of use, or that didn't fit into the table of use, in my opinion. So then I sent it to you. And if they are a new business in there, they would still need, by our bylaw, site plan review by the planning board.
Right. So we don't know how long they've been there?
I don't-
Anybody know?
Mr. Blackham
I
can
can
likely
speak to
tell
that
you.
if I could, please.
Identify yourself, please.
I'm Priscilla Hutt Williams. I'm the president and founder of Pumpkin Brook Organic Gardening. I founded it in 2001 in my home in Townsend. And as we were saying, over time, you grow and you outgrow the home premises. And we are finally under one roof in Ayer with all our operations. We've been in business since 2001, 22
How long have you
years.
been in that building?
We
Thank you.
took the lease in this
Priscilla.
building in March 2021.
Okay.
And we're finally under one roof. We enjoy being in Ayer. It's 10 minutes to the highway. I have 150 clients up and down Route 2 between here and Lexington. And it's a viable going operation. And we desperately need space for storing our materials properly. And our plants that we hold just for a short time before we go and plant them. And those have to be outdoors. That's all there is to it. And then indoors, we need to keep certain fertilizers and tools, we need to keep them dry and safe. So we have that here. And we're very grateful for it. But we do not invite the public in. I never have done that. We take everything to them, including the services and the products.
Great. Thank you, Ms. Williams. So
So
Sam,
Go ahead,
I
Nick.
just add one more thing, Mr. Chairman.
Yes,
So if
sir.
they came in 2021, I haven't seen in front of my desk that they've applied for a business license through the town, which they would need site plan review. And I don't have an issue with where they're at because it is an industrial thing. But in the past, we've had site walks with the residents on Scully Road because of the truck traffic. And according to the thing, they have, 8 vehicles and 20 to 25 employees. So if it is approved, I'd like to be some condition that they need to come to town, apply for the license and go through site plan review like every other business that comes into town.
Ms. Williams, do you have a license in Ayer?
I don't know. I didn't know I needed one. I don't think we did. Not all the employees report here, just the people who are driving trucks, the team supervisors and project foremen, those types of people.
Right,
I don't-
I'm just going off.
I don't
of
think we're
what's on your
splitting the hairs
application.
that way.
Yeah,
It's-
So I don't have 25 cars coming in and out every day. No.
I'm just going by what was written on the application.
Yeah.
8 vehicle, 20 to 25 employees.
Okay. But just so you understand that most of them.
Like I say,
need
I don't
some-
have a concern about where you're at. It does pass through that residential neighborhood, and there has been issues for the town with trucks in the lumber yard and the PDC businesses that were there before. So unless the town's allowed to do, a site plan review, ensure that it's not going to bother the residential neighbor coming through. That's why I'm saying if you do approve it, I'd like a condition that they have to come in and apply for that because we're here talking about it.
That's kind of like putting the cart before the horse, though, isn't it?
Yes, I just thought we had everybody here, so might as well let them know what they need to do if it's approved.
I'm looking at your site plan review bylaw right now. It's section 3.5.1, and then
Yeah.
under A, applicability, it talks about construction, alteration, expansion, or change of use within a commercial building. So I don't know what was there
A
before.
plastics distributing company.
So I think site plan review may be applicable because it is a change of use. And if you allow the appeal, we would be more than willing to submit an application for site plan approval in short order.
Well, Mark, I'm sorry to interject. I think this building B has always been a warehouse building. The building across the street, building A, which we also own, they're both warehouse buildings.
Well, it depends on whether the previous user was engaged in exterior and interior storage as well as a professional or business office. Those are the uses that were there. when your current tenant moved in.
Thank you. What do you think, Jess?
I like Charlie's idea. I mean, I have no problem with this type of business being done in light industrial. When I was looking up a difference between commercial and light industrial, it's just like industrial zones usually have manufacturing centers, warehouses, loading centers. And to me, this would qualify as, potential light industrial use too. I think the idea of recommending it for site plan review is a good one. So I would be in favor of deciding on the appeal in favor of the business, but with the condition it goes to the planning board for site plan review.
Thank you. John?
Pretty much the same thing. Again, if a business license is required, it should be stipulated that
Yeah.
that's obtained and the site review acceptance.
All right. Ron, Mr. DeFlippio, what do you think?
Filippo, please. All right. No, I agree with Jess and John on that. With that same stipulation, it's hard to. I think it's splitting hairs on a little bit on storage for landscaping materials versus any other type of process material or that sort of thing. It's not. So therefore, I think, as I say, I agree with we're going ahead with those stipulations that's stated by the previous two members.
Do we have any abutters?
Right.
None. All right. Mike, you want to make a motion?
Sure. Just give me 1 second. All right. I make a motion that the board accepts, what would be the proper verbiage
I
here?
think we
Sam?
overturned the decision of
Okay.
the building commissioner with certain stipulations.
Okay. I make a motion that the board overturns the ruling of the building commissioner's decision regarding LexVest Air LLC's property at 0-1 Scully Air Road pursuant to Air Zoning Bylaw 2019 as amended section 3.1.f regarding a decision on a zoning determination in the light industrial district with the stipulation that the applicant seek site plan review from the planning board
And town license.
and town licensure.
All right. Somebody second?
Second.
Okay.
All right, signify by voice vote.
Jessica Gino, aye.
Mike Gibbons, aye.
Ron DeFilippo, aye. All aye.
Sam Goodwin, aye. All right, gentlemen, that's it. We've turned that one over.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good evening.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. We make a motion, we close the public hearing for 0-1 Scully Road.
Second.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Jessica Gino, aye.
Mike Gibbons, aye.
Ron Ellis, aye. Ron DeFilippo, aye.
Sam Goodwin, aye. Next item on the agenda. Town of
Mr.
Ayer
Chairman?
zoning board of, yes, sir.
I have to recuse myself from this public hearing as I am a direct abutter.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Town of Ayer zoning board of appeals, public hearing notice. Ayer ZBA will conduct a remote public hearing at 6:20 PM, June 15th, 2022, regarding administrative appeal filed by Mimi's Place LLC pursuant to section 3.1.f of the Ayer zoning bylaw and GLC 40A. What is that? Chapter 8 and 15? Is that what that is? Relative to building commissioner cease and desist order. The order issued for the property located at 94 to 96 East Main Street and 12 to 14 Page Street, Ayer, Mass, the property. The order orders Mimi's Place LLC to cease and desist operating a motel without a license from the Board of Health. For Zoom call-in information, please contact atm@ayer.ma.us or 978-772-8220, extension 100. Advertised May 27th, 2022 and June 3rd, 2022. We have someone here named Christopher Lilly.
Yes, Mr. Chair, I'm Attorney Christopher Lilly. I have an office here in Ayer.
All right, well, we're going to stop right here. This is as far as this hearing is going to go.
Okay,
All right. I understood you had some information you wanted to put out, you wanted to publish, you were looking for a hearing. We do not have that authority. We do not have that option. You need to deal with the Board of Health to get a license. The
Understood.
building commissioner gave you a cease and desist because you don't have a license from the Board of Health. We can't overturn him because you don't have a license. You've got to get a license from the Board of Health before you can argue with what he says and bring it to us. It's that simple. No other context. You need to go to the Board of Health, period. That's the end of this discussion.
if I may be heard a little bit further on that, just
No,
in the four
End of
corners
discussion.
of the letter.
there is no context to it. We cannot discuss overturning him because we have no grounds to do it. You have no license. We can't challenge that. Period.
I agree that there is no license currently. What I am attempting to overturn is a determination within that letter that says that we cease and desist operating as a motel. We are stating that we are not operating as a motel currently.
We're not debating that. I
Okay,
told you, we are not debating that. What you do with the building commissioner, you're going to have to settle with the Board of Health first. Whether it's a hotel, motel, airport, it does not matter to us. We are reviewing the building commissioner's decision for the cease and desist. His basis was you not having a license. You need to go to the Board of Health to get a license. That will give you something to deal with the building commissioner on. And then if you don't like what he says, you can come to us. Otherwise, end of discussion, period.
part of what I was hoping to achieve would be to seek some guidance from this board as well as
just
to
got it.
as to certain relief. No, I understand that. Thank you for that. But certain guidance as to determinations as to whether there needs to be a change of use filed, as to whether there's an applicability of certain zoning bylaws. So I can certainly refile that as in a proper form to come back before this board. But I do understand what this board is saying with respect to the licensure, that there is no license. What we're saying is that we are not operating a motel currently outside.
Stop. We're not debating this.
Okay.
Period. I told you that. Does any of the other board have any questions?
I did have one question.
Go ahead, Jess.
Just, in just reading this, I understand we can't discuss this motel wise without a Board of Health license already being in place. My question, just for future reference, is if the units that they appear to want to designate as residential units as opposed to motel units, if they're residential units, do those units need a Board of Health license?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Okay.
And we're not even discussing that. We can't even discuss that. Our pretense is Charlie's the building inspector, or building commissioner's letter. He sent the letter out to cease and desist as their operation exists right now. Now, what they choose to do with it would be their prerogative. If they want to burn it down and put a parking lot, that's up to them. That's nothing to do with us. We are reviewing the building commissioner's letter. His letter is based on the law. So if they choose to change something, that's their prerogative. At that point, we would deal with it differently.
It is based upon the law. It's also based upon certain facts, which are what I wish to put before this board.
No.
Okay.
We're not wasting our time. I understand you have a case. I understand you have substantial material to present, but it doesn't help. It doesn't change a thing. Board of Health, you take this package to the Board of Health and talk to them. Then you talk to the building commissioner. And if you don't like what he says, then you come to us. Period.
Understood.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Ellis?
That being said, I assume you just want a motion to close the hearing without finding, or how do you want to address that?
Well, I was asking how you felt about it. I was going to take a poll before I presented a motion.
I agree with I agree with your position, because when I went through that, there was a lot of different directions and a lot of different inputs, and it came from the building commissioner. So that's where it stops. That's what we were responding to. We weren't responding directly to the Board of Health. That's not our issue.
That's correct.
So the proper thing to do is to resolve the issues first and then decide what they want to do with the property.
Correct.
Okay,
Ron?
I'm in agreement with that. I just don't know how we proceed
All right.
for closing.
Okay. Ron?
You know, without getting into it any further, as we're trying to bring this to a close, I see other motions, but other considerations like change of use possible, but we can't discuss that really.
That's correct.
That may be a possible thing, but that's all I see. Therefore, yes, that ends my discussion concerns.
All right. I will make a motion that the Ayer ZBA does not overturn the order to cease and desist as written, period.
Second,
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Jessica Gino, aye.
John Ellis, aye.
Ron DeFilippo, aye.
Sam Goodwin, aye. I'm sorry, sir. You need to go to the Board of Health now. Thank you. I make a motion, we close the hearing on Mimi's Place LLC.
Second,
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Ron DeFilippo, aye.
Jessica Gino, aye.
John Ellis, aye.
Sam Goodwin, aye. The motion carries. Meeting is closed. All right. Next item on the agenda. Ayer ZBA will conduct a remote public hearing at 6:15 p.m. on Wednesday, June 15, 2022, regarding an application by R.D. Kennard Homes for property located at 33 and 33B Sandy Pond Road, Ayer, Mass. Applicant is seeking a special permit pursuant to Ayer zoning bylaw, section 5.2.1.2, table of use regs, to permit two-family dwellings on property designated as Lot 1 and Lot 2 in the A2 zoning district. One two-family dwelling is proposed for each lot. For Zoom call-in information, please contact ATM at ayer.ma.us or 978-772-8220, extension 100. Advertised May 27th, 2022 and June 3rd, 2022. All right, this came before us before. Mr. Connor, is it? Conover?
Conover, yes.
Yes, sir. You brought this before and we had typos on it, correct?
It was the
Yeah,
time.
there was a miscommunication in the description of what the application was for.
So now you're looking to take Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead, make your presentation.
Sure. My name's Kevin Conover. I represent R.D. Kennard Homes for property located on the southerly side of Sandy Pond Road in Ayer. Currently, there are two lots there that were created by an A&R signed by the planning board last November, I believe. One lot has in excess of 36,000 square feet, and the other one has in excess of 39,000 square feet. According to the use section of the table of use of the town of Ayer zoning bylaw, to put a two-family, you need 24,000 square feet of lot area, and you need a special permit from the zoning board of appeals. So what we're trying to do tonight is to seek a use special permit for the construction of a two-family house on each one of two lots as pictured on the submit plan. Currently, there are two houses on.
Is his voice breaking up or is it just?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, all right.
Currently, there are two dwellings on the property. One is already a two-family. The other is a single family. Historically, there was as many as 4 dwelling units on this property up until around 2013 when one of them was removed. So there's a history of two-family dwellings on this property. There's obviously a history of two-family dwellings in the direct vicinity of our property. Special permit was granted for the Greco's property just to the east. There's a residential.
Just hold on right there for a minute. We're only getting like every third word. I don't know what your problem is with your microphone or whatever, but
Okay.
I mean, the audio is really atrocious. We don't know what you're saying.
Okay. Okay. Can you want me to try to log in again, or do you
By all
have
means,
anything, Starling?
yes. Sign out and come back in. We'll try that.
Yeah, you're on a delay, Kevin.
All right. Let me try signing in, and I apologize. Okay.
All right, that's fine.
I think he may be logged in twice. That could be.
Did he?
Because we're getting feedback.
Yeah.
It looks like he's still logged in on one account. Is what it looked like to me. So we'll just wait for him to come back in a couple more minutes.
Okay. Yep.
We have to have video. Can he proceed with audio?
I don't know what kind of presentation he's got.
Right.
I know we have a package, and I looked the package over, but I don't know what his presentation is, if he even has it.
I can also, I mean, his, I'm gonna take this, wait a sec. I have his plan, so I can always share the screen if need be.
Yeah.
We'll just give it another minute.
Must be having trouble with his internet. Wonder where he went to sign in.
Sounds primitive, but sometimes rebooting it is the best thing you can do, especially if
Yeah.
he's been on a previous Zoom call. Somehow wires get crossed.
Where is this on Sandy Pond Road anyway? Oh, there it is. Okay.
Right at the
Dry
curve.
out. Okay, right at the curve.
Yep.
There's houses right there right now, isn't there?
Yeah, there's two houses there now.
Yeah. Right at the
And-
stop sign.
Yeah, and
Pretty
there's
much.
there's no, so I don't know if we can talk about this while we're waiting.
We can.
On the newest transmittal form, it now correctly lists this as 33 and 35
Yeah.
instead of 33A and B.
Hmm.
And I'm curious, was that actually updating the town records, that those are two separate properties? Or is it one piece? Yes, Charlie.
I can answer that. So when he came in with the submission, when he went through the planning board and he
Yeah.
had subdivided, because you're allowed to split the parcels to different lots.
Yeah.
For EMS services, we always, when we can, we try and renumber it to make it, to make it better for the fire department for emergency services. So when that got split, we had the chance, we had an extra number in between. So we numbered it 33 and 35 for that reason.
So it's
Okay.
still, it's still one piece of property.
No, they had it legally split up. They went to a planning board and got it divided as two different A&Rs.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So they became two different parcel ID numbers.
So they're just separate properties altogether.
Yes.
And they're going to be, and for this meeting purpose, it's two properties, one owner.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
That's exactly
All
right.
right. Thank you.
Can I-
You're back.
What's the frontage?
Sorry,
Go ahead.
you have to go, Jess?
Nope, I'll wait.
Let me know if I keep breaking up. I apologize for that. So.
No, it's much
I'm not
better.
sure. Is it? All right, thank you.
Yes.
So just getting back, so my client's looking for a use variance according to the use schedule and the Ayer zoning bylaw to allow for a two-family use on each one of those lots. You only need 24,000 square feet for a two-family, and one lot has in excess of 36,000. The other one has in excess of 39,000. And again, this is just for a use variance. Currently, there is 3 dwelling units on the property. Those dwelling units are going to be raised and a new construction of 2 family units. I believe in that package is a schematic of the type of construction that Mr. Kennard is going to build on this. This development or the 2 family is not uncommon in this part of Ayer. Directly adjacent, we received the Board of Appeals finding, or I think it was special permit for the adjacent property for the geckos. And then there's the apartment complex, which is, I think, is 2 abutters down. So it's consistent with the neighborhood in terms of what exists there now. And it also is consistent with what has been on the property before in the past. So we're looking for a special permit for a use variance for lots 1 and 2 on Sandy Pond Road.
Do we have a butters present? Well. Okay then.
Right.
What do you think, Mike?
So, I'm not opposed to this application, Sam. I am concerned about the proximity to the corner. Frankly, it's right at that turn, and I go through there every time I go to the grocery store, and it's kind of dicey. I do like the size of the lots. I think, the square footage of the lots is fine. Kevin just referenced the lots for the geckos. you know, I think they're probably planning to do something similar to this, if I'm being honest. I know you know, I for some reason, when I think about those plans, I thought the lot they created, they indicated they'd be building a multifamily on it, but don't quote me on that.
It was further back from the road though, wasn't it?
It was. Oh, absolutely.
Oh,
And
yeah.
and like I said, my big concern is the proximity to that you know, stop sign and intersection. That being said, you know, I'm not really opposed to it. I went through the transmittal forms and I saw the primary concern was of the fire department.
Their address, yeah.
Yeah, the address issue, which it looks like they have addressed. Building commissioner didn't seem to have any additional concerns. You know, I'm not opposed to it, but like I said, the proximity to that intersection certainly concerns me.
Well, not a lot we can do about that.
Nope, that's the one thing you can't
Right,
change.
and just so you know, I have talked to my client about that, and he's aware of that as well. I'm familiar with that intersection as well. Currently, there's 2 driveway cuts that come out at that intersection. He's thinking, and maybe in conversation with Charlie or the DPW or somebody, of maybe having only one access at that intersection. You know, create a driveway encompassing an easement for each particular lot to use, just to kind of give it more of a safety, and also for that intersection, but also a safety for the new owners of the lot. The other thing too is, I think the abutter, Mrs. Plunkett, wrote a nice letter on the last meeting, and she had concerns about that intersection as well. Her other concern was the tree buffer to the railroad tracks. Mr. Kennard and myself are also aware of that too, and although this is a use variance, we pictorially showed 2 buildings on the property. Mr. Kennard is thinking of actually moving them closer to the street to increase that buffer. So he is aware of that as well, not only for Mrs. Plunkett, but also for his future homeowners as well. So I'm not saying it's a totally dynamic situation of where everything is going to be placed. It's going to be somewhere in that proximity, but he's cognizant of that railroad track as well. So any, you know, the less disturbance of trees back there is just going to help him as well. So
Fair enough. Good thing, Jess.
I had one question. What is the frontage for each of the lots on Sandy Pond?
lot 1 has 107 feet of frontage, and lot 2 has 103.
Okay.
And like, I caught the back end of what Charlie was saying. This plan was endorsed by the planning board. Unfortunately, it didn't date it when they endorsed it, but it was signed by our office in June of 2020.
Thank you. John?
I really don't have a lot of issues with it. The common driveway, I don't know if that's going to be a problem when you have 2 different property owners and all of that. I don't know how they work all that out. I don't know if we should do 2 permits, 1 for each parcel of land, because they are 2 separate entities.
I think that's a good point.
So what's that?
I think Mike agreed with you.
I do, yeah, I agree with you, John. That's a good point.
Other than that, I have no issues. And, you know, when they talk about moving it closer to the road, as long as they still maintain the setback, then that doesn't affect us at all.
Yep. I think, Ron.
I hate to see increased density wherever it can be avoided. However, it's true, there were 3 dwellings there in the first place. We're only looking at let's say an increase occupational density of 1 more unit.
In actuality, you're decreasing.
The density per square foot perhaps, but I mean, no. The two, yeah. All right, so yeah, I can see no other objections other than those, or not objections, concerns other than those have already been brought up by other members of this board.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
All right, I think I'm not opposed to it. And for intent of our meeting here, we can vote on allowing, and I think John's right, we ought to do it separately by lot. To give it a variance for the two-family dwelling on each lot. As far as the
Mr.
setbacks and the circular drives and all
Not a
that.
variance. It's not a variance.
It's a
Sorry?
special permit.
I-
sorry, it's not-
If I could ask a question, Mr. Chair, just for clarification, I think Carly hit on it. This is not a use variance. It is an allowed use with the 24,000 square foot lot in A2.
That's correct.
The application should be strictly for a special permit. So I'm not sure if the applicant wants to straighten that out or not. And Charlie,
It says special permit.
right, but it was mentioned as a use variance, but I think the clarification is that we'll leave it up to you guys, but it's just a special permit with a permitted use in that A2 district for 24,000 square feet for two family.
That's
Yeah.
correct. Somebody may have used the word variance, but it
I
is,
think I did, John, I'm sorry.
well, that's fine. It's an application for a permit, so we're good with that.
Yes. All right. John, you want to make a motion?
I make a motion to approve special permitting on lots 33 and 35 Sandy Pond Road for a duplex, two-family unit on each lot.
Somebody second.
Second,
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Jessica Gino, I.
Mike Gibbons, aye.
John Ellis, aye.
Ron DiFilippo, aye.
Sam Goodwin, aye. Okay, gentlemen, you have your special permit.
Mr. Chair, can I just ask a question? So is the intent that you want 2 notices of decisions? Charlie, is that,
Don't they
is
have to
that-
go to, don't they have to go, don't we have to record them on each lot?
yeah, we do.
That's, then 2 separate ones would make sense, right?
Okay, yep.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right.
All
All
right.
right,
Thank you very much. I apologize for the inconvenience with the connection, but I'm sure it happens all the time, right?
well, thank you very
Not
much.
really, Kevin. Get your Wi-Fi fixed.
I'm trying to save money. All right, guys, have a good night. Thank you very much.
Night.
All right, next item on the agenda is the minutes of meetings for May 18th. Any comments?
No comment.
None.
None for me either. So I make a motion, we accept the minutes of the meeting for May 18th as published.
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Jessica Gino, I.
Mike Gibbons, aye.
John Ellis, aye.
Ron DiFilippo, aye.
Sam Goodwin, aye. Okay. Now, 1 or 2 housekeeping things. Carly, we have something on the board for next month?
We do not yet, but I'm anticipating the 40B project, the 65 Pittsburgh Road. I'm anticipating that they are filing probably the end of June, which would put them on target for July, the July meeting, which is July 20th.
Right.
And then the that will activate as soon as we get that application. We have that consultant we've been working with. The
Yep.
consultant will be working with the zoning board throughout that process.
Fair enough.
So will we have
Okay.
the consultant at the same time it's brought before the meeting?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
concurrent. Okay, good.
yeah.
We'll need it.
All right, very good. Other than that, I'll take a motion for adjournment.
Motion to adjourn.
All those in fa- Who seconded?
I second.
Okay. All
You
those in
wanna fight
favor
for it,
signify
John?
by saying aye.
I.
Ron DiFilippo, aye.
Jessica Gino, I.
Mike Gibbons, aye.
John Ellis, aye.
Sam Goodwin, aye. And with that, I bid you a fond adieu.